I want all of you to call me Lord Kartikey because first of all, this will be a purely technical speech. I want to somehow fulfill my dream of being a professor, and it won't have any jokes. No one will fall asleep. Alright, I'm watching all of you. I'm going to explain something as if you are studying for an exam. So you have to take notes and all. I will be talking about creation and destruction. Okay? What am I talking about? Toastmaster Aditya? Okay, creation and destruction. People generally think of creation and destruction as two opposite things. As if creation is creation for everybody and destruction is destruction for everybody. But as human beings, we have a lot of biases, a lot of preferences. And what we tend to do is that this notion of creation and destruction is filtered through those biases. Everybody is with me right now. I will be asking questions. So what we tend to do is, if something works to our favor or something is helping our identity to flourish, we tend to label it as creation. But if something is making our identity in danger, is putting our identity in danger, or putting our agenda, any kind of agenda in danger, we tend to label it as destruction. Everybody clear till here? Okay, so now I will give a few examples of creation and destruction, which will help you follow through the concepts, and some questions will also come on the exam from this part. So the first example is of war and genocide. Alright? Through spelling war and genocide. War and genocide spelling is WPKNIMP. War and genocide. This is the spelling of both of them. So war, first of all, let's come to war. Throughout human history, all we have witnessed in our history books, and we know tales and stories that throughout human history so many terrible things happened, and obviously all of that was a lot of destruction. But we do have to ask ourselves that today we live in a relatively calm and peaceful society. Was all of that a result of that destruction? Maybe. Maybe we learned many lessons from those destructive processes which have led us to the creation of the peaceful society today. Or maybe you could argue that we could have been so peaceful even without all those destructive acts. But your argument would be false because what happened. So now another example, let's move to another extreme example. Keep this war and genocide example in mind. Another example is of your house burning down. Your house burnt down. Now all that is left is dirt and smoke and rubble and all of that. And that, for sure, all of that is certainly a creation. Now you might say, that is a creation, that is all worthless. Well, who is to say? I don't think that's worthless. Why do I not think that's worthless? I didn't think your house had any worth to begin with. But that was rude. And now, after your house collapsed, what happened is maybe some animals got some space to live there, and some animals and insects found their habitat in the rubble that your house left. So now I'm not suggesting your house burning down is something good that happened. I was not rooting for your house to burn down. But I'm also not saying it's something terrible happened. Well, something terrible did happen. I'm so sorry that your house burned down. But objectively speaking, something got destroyed and other things got created. Maybe another house got created on top of it after a few weeks, and that house inhabited a great genius which was smarter than Einstein. So creation still happened. Another example is a very simple one where you have a white piece of paper. Everyone following? 2 examples have been done till now. The white piece of paper is completely white. Shocker. So I start drawing a circle on that piece of paper. What is happening there is simultaneously the white space is getting destroyed, but the circle is getting created. and at the same time the pencil which is both creating and destroying in this act is itself getting destroyed. Same with the eraser which then you use to erase the circle with. The circle is getting destroyed, and what is happening, the white space is getting created while the eraser itself is erasing itself, and it is destroying everything. Not everything, it is destroying itself. The examples have been done. The fourth example is of a wolf and a rabbit. Creation and destruction, everyone following? Creation and destruction are happening simultaneously in all of these examples. They are not happening mutually exclusively. I'm using heavy words right now. Use those words in the examination, you will gain extra marks. So now a wolf and a rabbit. A wolf is trying to eat a rabbit, and he was successful at it. He was successful in destroying the rabbit, and he was successful in creating his own health. And the rabbit, in case he had flown away, a rabbit cannot fly, I'm sorry. In case he ran away, he was successful in creating health for himself, alright? And he was successful in destroying, maybe the wolf died after not eating the rabbit, died hungry. Okay, so again, simultaneously creation and destruction happening. So what, in all of the above examples, what happened is, they tell us that creation and destruction are basically two sides of the same coin. And if we look beyond our biases, all of our biases and prejudices, if we look beyond them, creation and destruction are nothing more than they combine together, which in a process which we can call transformation. Okay, now we are getting spiritual here. If anyone remembers the impermanence concept from Buddhism, they say that one thing is changing from one to another at all times. Similarly, transformation, when we look at it, one form is changing to another form at all times. Transformation happening, nothing is getting created or nothing is getting destroyed. Form is changing from one form to another form. That's what's happening here. And what's the motivational take from all of this? Motivation, you need motivation? No motivation take here. If you want motivation, we are trying to gain motivation from all kinds of knowledge that we gain, and that's not what we need to do all the time, because because again we are serving our own agenda to gain motivation from even this concept, which is just like Pythagoras theorem. It will come in the exam. Pythagoras theorem was not very motivational, all right? So this is just that. It is just lecture for the sake of lecture, understanding for the sake of understanding. And also, even if it is not motivational, if you are successful in looking through this bias here and understand that what creation and destruction are ultimately just transformation, what you will gain is you will be looking at reality objectively. Looking at reality objectively is really nice, because then you will get to look at the, yes, I know, get to look at all the existence around yourself, and you find a lot of beauty in it. So that is really nice, and collapsing the duality between creation and destruction is one such steps towards that. Thank you so much. The lecture is over. The examination will be taken by Toastmasters Club.